everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Herren Project Live. My name is Izzy B. I'm your host for tonight, youth engagement specialist, Purple Couch host, a variety of different things. So before we get started, we have some amazing guests tonight, just to let you in on that. But first things first, we have a couple announcements. One, school is back in action. We are so excited to see Herren Project Club start joining us again. So send us your pictures and or sign up for a club. You can do that by going to www.herrenproject.org. And then you can also find out what our new sticker design is for the Herren Project Clubs by going to our social medias. Natalie Gavalis, who is potentially a youth ambassador for this year's board, submitted a sticker and won. So check out what the design is on our social medias. All of our social medias are at Herren Project. And then finally, as I foreshadowed a little bit before, we did pick our new youth ambassador board, and I'm so excited because they're all such amazing individuals, and we will be announcing them next week. So again, go follow our social medias and stay in tuned with who is our new youth ambassador board and our executive board for 2021-2022. But without further ado, I am going to bring on our first guest, which is Rebecca from the Newport County Prevention Coalition. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
My pleasure, Izzy. It's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Sure. So I am the director of Newport County Prevention Coalition. My name is Rebecca Elwell, and I'm also the executive director of Strategic Prevention Partnerships. So SPP is sort of the mother of the coalition, and also the mental health promotion organization that we have functioning, which is called the Newport County System of Care, Behavioral Health System of Care, which we refer to with love as No Wrong Door. Because the idea behind that is when you when someone engages with any of the behavioral health folks in Newport County, we want to get you to where you're going to get the best service and someplace where they're going to meet your needs. So no matter what organization agency you encounter, they'll know how to navigate you to the right behavioral health services.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. So do you mind me first asking, how did you get involved with the coalition?
It seems like a very, very long time ago now. It was. I don't want to talk about maybe before you were born, but it was about 20 years ago now. The town of Middle Compton was looking for a prevention coordinator. I had no idea what that was or what that would entail, and it was a very tiny job. It was about 8 hours a week. I got paid so little, I might as well have just volunteered. But from there, I started to learn about prevention. I had a master's degree in educational psychology, but fell in love with the idea of community prevention, which is very different than working for an agency or working in counseling, which is what my degree was designed to do. It's looking for the solutions to community problems within the community, because the community has the answers for their own public health and substance use prevention needs. Communities know what they need, and you just need to get people engaged in finding those solutions. And I have a job that is fun every single day.
I love the way that you put that, the fact that the community prevention is honestly looking towards the community to answer how we can come up with solutions for any public health issue. And I think that's really important because I think they know best what they need. We can't give them the answers because they know what they need. They might need more funding for schooling. They might need more funding for prevention and education programs. So it was a very, I guess, different way of looking at what have you found to be parts of being a part of the
So I don't know whose internet is unstable, but I'm hearing about every third word. I think you were asking me what was the most challenging part or the best part?
The best part. What is the best part that you found being a part of community prevention and being a coalition director?
Um, I think what I love the most is the collaboration, meeting with people who I otherwise may never have met, and becoming partners in the work. I think one of the things that is sometimes forgotten in prevention, especially about parents, is that people really care about their kids and they really care about their community. And when young people are making bad choices or choices that put them at risk in some way, I think engaging people as your partner rather than as your adversary. I raised two children who are now young adults. I don't know any more than any other parent when it comes to, preventing risky behaviors in your own house. You just have to do the best that you can and look at, um, being there for your kids, supporting your children, uh, saying no when you need to say no. And I think when you approach that with other parents, just I have letters after my name. I'm an advanced certified prevention specialist. I have a master's degree in psychology. None of that really matters when you're parenting your own children. And I think approaching it from that perspective with other parents and saying, look, I am not here to judge because being a parent is the hardest job. And so being there to have that conversation and say, with parents, it's really easy to talk about things when your kids are babies and toddlers. We all the time talk about, oh, how do you get your kids to sleep all night? Oh, how did you get them to potty train? Oh, how do you get them to do their homework? And sometime around um, middle school age, we stop having those conversations because it those concerns that middle school, adolescents, high school, teenagers, young adults, those issues become bigger and a bit scarier. And sometimes I think people feel like that may be a reflection on their parenting or on their child's character, or on the way that their family functions. And I'm going to be the first one to say that none of those things are really accurate. There are lots of risks out in the world, and kids are exposed to them. And if it were easy, I'd be, I wouldn't have a job, and all of the therapists that I know wouldn't have a job. So we just have to approach it from sort of a kind and nurturing perspective and not judging, because every family is touched by addiction or mental health issues in some way. And I think once we're real honest and open about that and just lay those cards on the table, then those really difficult conversations become a lot easier to have as a community.
Yeah, no, that point you made at the end is a very, very valid point. I think how we address it is everything, and that also comes with breaking down the stigma.
Mm.
But onto a little bit of a different note, beautiful message that you just sent, by the way. Would you like to tell us more about the summer safety campaign that you have in the back?
Sure. Yes. So I have put in the chat, I don't know if that's public or what, but we can share it with everybody. The summer safety campaign for this year, we got sort of revolved around medication safety, and it was being directed toward the parents of younger children. There were some tragic over-the-counter medication overdoses this spring among some very, very young children. So the Prevention Coalition statewide teamed up with Hasbro Hospital and Department of Health and Department of Behavioral Health to support this campaign, and it's called Over the Counter Does Not Mean On the Counter. And it's a reminder and encouragement to parents to make sure that their medications, even over the counter things, Tylenol, cough medicines, things that you would maybe not think about securing routinely, need to be secure and away from the hands of children. Not really sure why those overdoses were happening so frequently this spring. I think more research is being done all the time on that. But we felt as a state that we really need to get on top of it and get the message out. So we have literally been papering this entire state with the message of putting the medication away. We have medication lock bags. They look like this. They fit medication inside. They come with a lock that goes over the zipper, and there's a little pouch lock on there so that you can secure medication. Um, we have them for free if people are interested. My email address is there, and we'll be able to mail them out to you. We've been doing this at community events all summer, giving them out across the state. In Newport County, we also developed a packet of information for over the counter. And inside there's an ice pack, and there's an official medication dispenser, because people need to know that not every teaspoon in your silverware drawer is equal, so use a real measuring tool when you're measuring liquid medication. There's some Dispose RX packets inside the packet, the toolkit. Those you put in with medication that you want to safely dispose of, add a little water, the instructions are on the pack, shake it up, and then you can toss it away, knowing that you have deactivated the ingredients in that medication. So those are also available if people want to reach out and get them sent to you. I put in the chat a little short summer safety video, which is about the over-the-counter medication. It's just 30 seconds, and it gives an overview, and it ends with how you can get a lock bag yourself.
Awesome. That is a fantastic toolkit. I love that. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and the stuff that you and your coalition put together and have been handing out to communities all over the summer. So fantastic. I think that's a fantastic tool bag, and I think everyone should be equipped with that. I guess my last question before we leave you for the night is, what is one thing that you want community members to know as we head back to school?
That's a great question.
Good, I'm glad.
So yeah, that's what you do. This might not even connect with prevention or my work, but I think it's like a heartfelt thing, is that we have spent, 2 school years going on to the 3rd school year that will be affected by COVID in some way. And we, of course, have to take the precautions to keep kids and teachers and the community safe. But the kids are not going to get another bite at the apple of being a 2nd grader or a 4th grader, or my grandson is a brand new kindergartner, 2nd day of school today. It is as exciting for them as any year starting ever. The grown-ups are forgetting sometimes how exciting school is, and how it's scary too. But we can't let COVID be a reason to forget all of the wonderful things about school. So encourage your kids. It's the beginning of the school year. Be as excited about it as possible. We are fearful. Every grown-up is fearful. But we have to make sure that that fear does not influence our children to the point where they're afraid of yet one more thing. They're nervous enough. Am I going to make friends? Am I going to like my teacher? Am I going to have someone to sit with at lunch? They're worried about a number of things. COVID should be a small thing on that list. As grown-ups, we need to be grown-ups, and we need to make sure that we're protecting them from at least some of the scary stuff by keeping the controversial dialogue away from our little guys. I think that would be my best message. And supervise. Kids really do. They really do benefit from having loving, caring adults in their life. Whether it's your own child, your neighbor's kids, some child down the street. Just be present, be a part of their lives.
Yeah. No, that's a beautiful message. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We, as at Herren Project, and I think the community seriously appreciates all the work that the coalitions do, that the work you do in Newport. It's all super important. And every single day you're improving lives and you're bettering the health of the communities and populations around you. And we couldn't do it without people like you. So thank you so much for sharing your experiences and your thoughts with us tonight. We are appreciative of you to be part of Herren Project and to be connected. So thank you.
Thank you, Izzy. I have to say one final thing.
Okay.
People should be on the lookout for our social media, Taco Tuesdays. We always have a message for families, parents. it's particularly connected to the social media for Portsmouth Prevention Coalition, but all of the Newport County coalitions try to share the message. So be on the lookout. Taco Tuesdays. Oh, it's actually called Taco Bout It Tuesdays, in
I love
honor
it.
of Taco Tuesday.
No, I love it. Thank you so much. Make sure you
You,
follow the regional coalitions and some of your local coalitions if you're in Rhode Island. They have amazing work. They do amazing things, and they have amazing events and resources for you all to use. So thank you so much again, Rebecca. We truly appreciate it.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Izzy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Absolutely wonderful woman. I love talking to people from coalitions. They're absolutely some of my most favorite people, and they're so dedicated in everything they do. But without that being said, we're going to bring on our next amazing, absolutely fantastic guest. I had the honor of interviewing him back in January, and I'm so excited because now I kind of get an update of what has happened since then, and that is Greg from GregRunsFar.
Izzy, great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you. How are you?
Doing awesome. I'm so excited to be back with you.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm ready to hear about the journey that you've had since January. But first and foremost, would you like to tell us about yourself?
Absolutely. So, hello, everybody. I think I've connected with a few of y'all before, but my name's Greg Nance. I'm from a little place outside Seattle, and I love to run. Since I first got sober in December 2011, I've run almost every single day. And that's what's kept me on my path. And it's helped me connect with some amazing people all around the world. And up next for me, I'm going to do the biggest run I've ever gone out for, a 3,000-mile run from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, New York to Seattle. And I want to connect with folks from Herren Project all around this path to hear your story, because we're making a film about the silent epidemic of mental illness and addiction and how we can better support those in need. And Izzy, I'm really fired up to share where we're at and how folks can help us get to the start line and all the way to the finish.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been waiting to hear about this, and when Bonnie was like, "Greg's on this week," I'm like, "Yes, I get to hear about it." I love it. So first and foremost, why would you like to share maybe why you came to do something like this, besides the fact that you love running?
Yeah. So truthfully, for 7 years, I was in recovery, but actually I was in denial. I didn't admit to folks that I was an alcoholic. I didn't want to acknowledge I had an addiction issue because that's what other people deal with, not what I deal with. And it was baloney, obviously, but it was only when I nearly relapsed. February 7th, 2019, I had just finished running 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents. The biggest, craziest thing I've ever done as a runner. My running sponsor, who is there to celebrate me in Miami, they spray champagne all over me. And it was super triggering. I go back to my hotel. I try to score opiates, Percocet and Vicodin, like I used to do when I would drink. And I woke up next morning just thinking it was a nightmare, but it happened. And I've got to actually come to terms with this journey I'm on. I can't live in denial anymore. I need to lean into it and actually do the self-work I've been avoiding for 7 years. And this led to a bunch of writing where I was just kind of getting ideas down, which led to a film treatment, which led to so many amazing conversations with folks from around the world, including right here in Herren Project, where I realized, look, I felt alone for 7 years. I never was. There were always people around that cared. And when I actually dropped my guard and took off this mask, I was able to connect with people way more deeply on just such an awesome level of person to person, human to human. And all of a sudden we can actually be there for each other instead of trying to dance around the stigma, dance around the judgment. So that's why I'm doing this, is I want to get people talking. I want to get people connecting. And then I want to challenge people coast to coast. Let's better support those in need. There are 40 million Americans like us. And it's time that we really are there for each other in the best way. And it really starts right here, man. Herren Project, this is an amazing model of how we can do this. Now, how do we spread this coast to coast?
I'm just going to second that, because I feel like I can't say anything more, because I feel like that's the best we can say about it, because that's what we're here to do. That's what we are here to do. From coast to coast, we are here to support, inspire, and empower individuals to live healthy, fulfilling lives, substance-free. So thank you so much for sharing that. But now to like the wicked, wicked good stuff. Tell us more about this and where you're at and how it's going and what's your next move.
Yes. So in January, this really still felt like a pipe dream. I was like, Izzy, one day I'm going to do this. We've made a lot of progress thanks to that January kickoff on the purple couch. By the way, I'm wearing a purple shirt over here, just to represent.
I love that.
I dressed up for the occasion, but in those months, so we filmed what's called a proof of concept. It's a 14-minute concept film that we're able to share with like studios, with partners, with prospective investors and funders. I'd love to actually share that with the community here. We've created a team, built out this film crew, built out a support crew. And then we just finalized we had an August kind of fundraising sprint around our short film premiere, in which we recruited 226 donors and raised $190,604. And what all that means is that this is no longer a pipe dream. This is now a movement coming together, and it feels amazing. We've set a target start date of October 10th in New York City. We're actually going to do this on Long Island with a foot literally in the Atlantic Ocean before running through Brooklyn, through New York, into New Jersey, into Pennsylvania. And for those that are in the area, I would love to see you both around the kickoff and the festivities we have then. And then for folks further west, we're going to be going 50 miles per day. And so early mornings, lots of running, but would love to actually share a few miles on the road, whether it's on foot, on your bike, connecting with us over a meal. We want to spark dialogue here. And again, Herren Project, this is the epicenter of where the good stuff's happening. And I want to spread like the wave of support, of compassion, of love right here.
No, that gives me goosebumps. That's so exciting. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy for you that you're able to actually live out what you were thinking and what we were talking about back in January. It's so awesome to see. I love it.
I've got some crazy dreams, and luckily there's a bunch of us crazies out here that want to make it happen, and it's a blessing. And I'm so grateful for all the support from this community right here, because that's how we make these big crazy dreams happen, and that's how we're best there for each other, when we show up and when we dream together.
Yeah, no, I love it, because now it becomes goals. It becomes actual tangible goals and things that we're manifesting and we're putting together, we're making happen. So congratulations to you for really, really, making this dream that you have into a goal and into something tangible, because, I think at the end of the day, it's absolutely amazing, and, you deserve it. You've been working hard for it.
Hey, and with so much amazing support, I'm seeing Pam here in the chat. And since our first connection in spring 2020, this has evolved significantly thanks to some special support that we've had literally every step of the way so far. So I love the idea of some meetups along the way. And I love the idea of building even more stronger community here.
Yeah. So I guess, we're talking about, you're going from coast to coast, you're going to have some conversations, you're going to do some meetups along the way. I guess, what is one thing that even if you say you met 100 people across the 3,000 mile trip, what is just one thing that you hope to say to someone who you meet, you're running with, you're biking with, something of that sorts?
Yeah. So my message is twofold. Number one, follow your smile. Life is way too short to be doing things that you don't enjoy. Life flies by. It's way better when you're following your smile, when you're spending time on the things you like, with the people you like. That's way more fulfilling. It's way more meaningful. For those of us in recovery, I think it's far more sustainable when you're actually finding joy in the day-to-day instead of chasing the ephemeral highs and drunks that some of us used to chase. That's number one. Number two, keep showing up. Life is challenging. There are definitely lows to go with the highs. Keep showing up every single day. You can get a little bit better, get a little bit stronger, and keep building a winning streak. And we do that by keep showing up. And in the course of this run, I'm most excited. I want to connect with folks coast to coast, and I'm so excited to hear stories and be there. My real goal with this is for a 14-year-old like I once was, that's going through hard stuff. For me, it was my cousin died in a car accident. I didn't know how to process that. It was just so overwhelming. It was so sad. It just sucked so much. And I didn't know where to go with that. And so before long, I start drinking, and then I start smoking. I start doing pills to numb that pain. I want to teach young people that it's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to talk about that. It's okay to ask for help, whether that's from a therapist, a teacher, a coach, a pastor, a friend, a partner, a parent, you name it. There are people in our life that care about us, that are there. And by following your smile, by keep showing up, I think we can help hopefully young people find their footing, because life is hard and seasons of life can be very difficult, but folks don't have to fall into the trap of substance abuse. They don't have to fall into the trap of addiction like I did to live out their best self and to grow up. And that's really a big, that's where my heart is in this mission. And that's what I'm excited about. And that's what I'd love to enlist the support of Herren Project on, is how do we reach more young people and help them avoid some of the challenges that many of us faced. And, I didn't have the emotional maturity. I didn't have the tools to navigate that. And so I numbed it for years. And that's not the way. Following your smile, keep showing up. My view is that's the way.
No, that's an absolutely beautiful message. And I don't think I could have imagined anyone else, really doing something this absolutely amazing, because you just share such amazing and inspiring ideas and thoughts. And you're just such an inspiration, and it's so passionate. And I love it. Yeah, thank you.
You helped me bring the energy. So I've been looking forward to this.
That's great. I'm glad. I'm so happy about that. That's awesome. But that's amazing. It's a fantastic message to cross. And I will second that, because I think it's really important that we do start continuing to break that stigma, because that's all wrapped up. And the reason why it's not being talked about is because there's a stigma. And that's what we need to keep breaking. And I think something like this can continue to spark those conversations and really, really start a conversation in every community that you cross. So again, props to you. Well, my other question real quick is, how long is the movie going to be? Do you have like an estimate?
Yes, we're trying to create a feature-length documentary. So imagine like 75 to 90 minutes. Okay. And the goal with this is to create a film that people actually want to watch. And so it's not going to feel like an infomercial. It's not going to feel like an educational program. Yeah. It's going to be a movie that hopefully grips you. And the way that we do that is weaving in stories to show the universality of this challenge. And part of the reason behind Coast to Coast is this is a nationwide silent epidemic. It affects people of all skin colors, all education, all faith, socioeconomic, occupation, you name it, it impacts folks. And by weaving together these stories, I think we can both inform and inspire. And our aim is, whether it's a theatrical release or getting onto Netflix or Apple TV, for people to be able to watch this, because if you can't see it, how does it spark a dialogue, right? And so our aim is to get it out there. And part of how we're doing that, and part of why Hollywood folks are interested, is we've got some really amazing grassroots support. I mentioned, we have all these donors, 226 and counting. We also have, amazing folks online that are chiming in, that are helping us build out this momentum. And that's my goal. I'm on my soapbox because I believe in this. And I know we're so close to that start line. And anyone tuning in here, I would love your help. Izzy shared out our website, 1in7film.com. You can go there to learn more about our mission, learn more how we're planning to do this, watch our trailer, our teaser, and then even make a tax-deductible contribution, because filmmaking, it is expensive, but we think we can change the world with the right set of stories. And you here at Herren Project can help us make it happen. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for sharing what you're doing, how it's going, because I was so excited to hear about that. And, definitely keep us in touch. And when the movie is out, we will all be right here waiting for you and ready to watch and be like, yeah, go Greg. So
amazing. And from the road, I would love to reconnect too, give y'all kind of a midpoint update, 1,500 miles into this thing. And it's only possible with the big support here. So I'm grateful, and I'm honored to be a part of Herren Project here.
Yeah, thank you so much again, Greg, and good luck on your journey. And we will see you soon, hopefully, whether it's on the big screen or here back at Herren Project Live.
Woo! Both.
I'm praying for both.
Thanks, Izzy. You're amazing. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers.
Absolutely amazing people. So as you all can tell, tonight we had absolutely amazing guests. We have so many amazing individuals who come onto the show every week, and they are doing things that are changing the community, that are changing our future. And they're not only are they being themselves, but they're pursuing what they love, and what Greg likes to call it is following your smile. And I think it's absolutely amazing. And I love interviewing people, and I love listening to them, because we're all here for the same thing at the end of the day. And that's to, help people live healthy, fulfilling lives. So thank you so much again for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week. Bye.